Hi, it's Edward, back with another video. Please take a moment to click the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing to the channel. Please also share this video with your friends. Thank you for your support. Today, I read several news articles. I've included links to the articles in the description below. I encourage you to read the articles to support the authors and news sources. As a private American citizen, I'd like to report and share my transformative thoughts through commentary regarding small sections of these articles that are of public interest. Rather than focusing on financial news articles today, I decided to share some Christmas miracle stories with you. Today, I read an article on foxnews.com written by Melissa Rudy titled, "Santa Claus Reunites with the Medical Team Who Saved His Life After a Critical Cardiac Event." According to the author, Dennis Vaughn, a 74-year-old retired welder, has been filling the role of Santa for the past several years at Christmas parties, churches, daycares, and schools. He was supposed to head to a doctor's appointment, but his wife found him seated with his head slumped over and passed out. His wife called 911 and he was taken to a local hospital. He had a tear in his aorta, the largest artery in his body. This caused internal bleeding around his heart, putting him at risk of death. He was transported by life flight helicopter to Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center, where Dr. Estera performed emergency surgery and replaced the torn aorta with a graft. This doctor saved Dennis Vaughn's life. This week, Dennis Vaughn returned to the hospital dressed in his Santa uniform to hug Dr. Estera and the life flight helicopter crew. His wife dressed as Mrs. Claus and handed out homemade Christmas cookies to everyone. I thought this was a great story, so I wanted to share it with all of you. There are a lot of hard-working, true professionals who serve humanity each day. In the case of this story, they saved Santa's life. This was really a close call for Dennis Vaughn, and I am glad that he is okay so that he can continue working as Santa Claus for years to come. I've included a link to the article in the description below so that you can see a picture of the doctor, the helicopter flight crew, and Santa Claus hugging them all. When I read this story, it reminded me of a time when my father was prescribed some medication by his doctor. The doctor overlooked the fact that the medication had something in it that my father was allergic to. After taking the medication, my father passed out on the kitchen floor and was struggling to breathe. My mother called 911, and by sheer luck, our neighbor next door was just pulling into his driveway. He was an EMT. He was able to come over right away and save my father's life. I've always wondered, was it sheer luck that he was pulling into his house at just the right time, or was it something more than that? You really have to wonder. I'll share another story with you where the right person was there at just the right time. I read an article today on CBS News Minnesota written by David Schumann titled, "A Woman's Life Saved by Fellow Gym Member During Cardiac Arrest in South Metro." According to the author, a Minnesota woman was walking on the treadmill at Lifetime Fitness and all of a sudden she collapsed. The person working out next to her just happened to be a surgeon. The surgeon, along with CPR certified Lifetime Fitness staff, were able to grab the defibrillator and save this woman's life. The woman's daughter was quoted as saying, "Somehow, an angel or somebody asked this doctor to wake up that day and was like, 'You're going to be at Lifetime and you're going to stand next to my mom and work out and she's going to collapse and you're going to save her.'" It's definitely a miracle, that's for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this certainly is a Christmas miracle. I am so glad this woman is okay. I hope she has a full recovery and is able to enjoy the holiday season with her family and friends. I personally completed the CPR and AED course to get certified. I have to do this in order to renew my teaching license and my administration license each renewal cycle. It would be good if more people could go through this training to potentially save lives in the future. You never know when someone may be near you that is having an emergency. Here's another Christmas miracle story for you. I read an article on KCCI.com written by Scott Carpenter titled, "Tearful Reunion. Iowa Man Meets the Nurses Who Saved His Life After Suffering Cardiac Arrest in Restaurant." Last Saturday night, a man named Tim Wright was having dinner with his girlfriend, Jada Hollander, at Cool Basil in Altoona, Iowa. His girlfriend noticed something was wrong because he started to slump over in the booth. He was suffering from cardiac arrest and didn't have a pulse. Fortunately for Tim Wright, there were 2 Unity Point Health nurses in the restaurant who did CPR on him and saved his life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, this is another example of an instance where you have to wonder if this was pure luck that 2 nurses were there to save this man's life, or if it was something more than that. I think this is definitely a Christmas miracle. I am glad this man is alive to spend this Christmas with his family and friends. I am so glad these 2 nurses were able to save his life by using their training. I am sure these nurses were hoping to have a relaxing meal at the restaurant and never thought they would end up saving this man's life. This next story is something straight out of the 1946 Wonderful Life movie, which is often watched by people during the Christmas season. For those of you who haven't seen that movie, George Bailey wanted to commit suicide by jumping off a bridge into icy water because he was so upset about the money that Uncle Billy lost at his business. His guardian angel jumped into the water first, and George Bailey saved him instead of killing himself. I read a story on the Akron Beacon Journal written by Derek Kreider titled, "Akron Police Officer Lauded for Harrowing Rescue on Route 8 Bridge." According to the article, parents called 911 because their son was having suicidal thoughts. The police arrived at a bridge where the man had begun to jump over the side. Akron Police Department officer Kyle Cunningham was able to just barely grab hold of him as he began to disappear over the railing. Another officer came to Kyle Cunningham's aid, and together, the 2 of them were able to pull the man over the railing to safety. The mother of the man who was saved said she saw God working through the department. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad these officers were able to save this man's life. He is very lucky that these officers were able to respond as quickly as they did. He is also lucky that the first officer to respond and grab his hand had a strong grip. This could have turned out badly had he not had a strong grip. I hope this man who is attempting to jump off the bridge gets the professional help he needs to deal with the issues that he was experiencing that resulted in him becoming suicidal. I hate to hear about people who get to the point in their life where they feel like there is nothing else to live for. However bad you think your life is, I guarantee there is someone out there who is dealing with situations far worse than you are. There are also people out there who will benefit from you staying alive on this planet, whether that is something as simple as your words of encouragement, or you giving a helpful hand to someone, or perhaps providing support in other ways. What do you think about the Christmas miracles that I shared with you today? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have ever witnessed a Christmas miracle, tell me about that in the comment section below as well. Please have a very nice Christmas. I am so glad that all of you are here and part of this community. I enjoy reading your comments each day beneath my videos. You taking the time to watch my videos and comment is a wonderful Christmas gift to me. Please keep in mind that everything in this video is for entertainment purposes only, and nothing in this video is advice of any kind. If you need advice, seek advice from a qualified professional in good standing who puts your interests first and foremost. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Please also consider sharing this video with your friends. I want to extend a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to also thank all of my channel members. Check out some of the great books that I suggest you consider reading in the description below. I've included Amazon affiliate links to these books. As an Amazon associate, I earn from qualifying purchases. Stay healthy and wealthy. I'll see everyone in the next video.